Hi, my name is Jeff Morgan, and I am from Dallas, Texas. I am testifying before the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. I swear and affirm I am telling the truth in my testimony. What kind of overwhelming evidence does it take for you to make a ruling of judicial misconduct? On June 23, 2017, I appeared as a plaintiff before Justice of the Peace Jack James, Precinct 1, Rockwall, Texas. Justice James knew the entirety of my case was based on blatant and repeated perjury by my ex-wife, yet he told me that he would not allow evidence to be presented on the case before him. He told me that I had to use the words alleged perjury instead of perjury. In other words, he knew the seriousness of the charges. He told me that he was not going to spend his time on the weekend reading a certified court transcript, and he refused to take the 18 pages that I offered him. Justice James asked me if my ex-wife, my daughter, and my daughter's former boyfriend were lying under oath and I alone were telling the truth. He then smirked at my answer, as if to question my credibility and integrity. Yet Justice James still refused to read the transcript. Justice James asked why Judge Regina Moore of the 257th District Court in Dallas, Texas, who found me innocent of all charges, did not grant me attorney fees, as if I were authorized to speak on her behalf. Justice James proceeded to berate me for not suing my daughter instead of my ex-wife. Unlike my ex-wife, my daughter did not live in Precinct 1 of Rockwall, Texas, so he had no jurisdiction regardless of what I was going to do. Justice Jack James interrogated me yet further for what seemed to be at least 25 to 30 minutes. When he was done, he said, "I've beaten you up enough." I never knew that it was the judge's job to beat up a plaintiff seeking remedy. My ex-wife asserted to Judge James that he had no jurisdiction over the case, yet she could provide Justice James no statute supporting her contention. During the prior 5 months, Justice Jack James had 136 hearings. After 136 such cases, surely he should have known whether he had jurisdiction in a matter. My ex-wife further added that even if she had committed perjury, it was irrelevant because she was not a party to the lawsuit. Justice James didn't even ask her, "Miss Wygant, did you commit perjury?" Instead, Justice James said he would research the matter over the weekend and issue a ruling. Contrary to his promise, Justice James went to his office and issued an order the same day to dismiss the case. His order stated that testimony and evidence were presented. It is quite strange that a judge who refused to allow evidence to be presented, a judge who suppressed evidence, and who refused to read the transcripts of the case would have the audacity to assert that documents were reviewed. In July 2017, I presented a case of judicial misconduct to you, the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. Case number CJC 17-1308-JP. I provided 8 pages of sworn and notarized testimony to you. I called you several times throughout the 9-month waiting period, asking if you needed more evidence. I even visited your office in person in March of this year, yet you told me that you did not need additional evidence. However, on April the 10th, 2018, you dismissed all my charges against Justice of the Peace Jack James. In my request for reconsideration on May 8, 2018, I reiterated my complaint to the State Commission on Judicial Conduct pertained to judicial misconduct, which you are responsible for investigating. Yet on May 16, 2018, you defended Justice James' ruling on behalf of the defendant, deferring her claim of no jurisdiction. You further stated the Commission's jurisdiction is limited to investigating and sanctioning judicial misconduct, not judicial rulings. I was seeking for you to investigate judicial misconduct. If beating up a plaintiff, suppressing evidence, denying that perjury is a valid civil cause of action is not judicial misconduct, at the very least, I would think that deprivation of rights under the color of law, a federal criminal offense according to Title 18, Section 242 of the U.S. Code, most assuredly is. Over the last several years, I have lost faith in the integrity of the judicial system, and now I have lost faith in the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. So again, I ask you, what kind of overwhelming evidence does it take for you to do your job and make a ruling of judicial misconduct? Thank you.